I'm going to keep this intro short and sweet. It's almost the end of 2025, and I thought what better way to close out the year than with a video sharing 10 amazing things that you can do on your iPhone that I reckon most owners have no idea about. Okay, let's get into it. Here are a couple of messages tips that you might not know about. First up, if you want to select just part of a message so you can copy and paste it somewhere else, you can do that really easily. Just long press on the message, tap select, and then drag the start and end points to highlight exactly the text that you want. From there, you can copy it and use it wherever you need. The other handy one is about draft messages. So if you were halfway through writing a message, came out of the app, and then completely forgot to go back to it, you don't need to hunt through all of your conversations. Just long press the filters button in the top right. If you've got any unsent drafts, you'll see drafts as an option. Tap that, and you'll jump straight back to the message with your draft ready to finish or delete. Oh, very quickly, if you watch videos like this and think, well, that's great, but I'll definitely forget it later, I've made something to fix that. I send one short free iPhone tip every day direct to your inbox. It's called the Daily Swipe. It takes 30 seconds to read, and it genuinely helps you remember and actually use tips like the ones in this video. Just scan the QR code on screen or tap the link in the description to join for free. If your phone has a dynamic island, you might think it's just something that you look at rather than something that you can interact with, but that's not the case. Let's say that you've got a timer running and it's showing up in the dynamic island at the top of the screen. You can glance at it to see how long you've got left, or you can tap it once to jump straight into the clock app. But if you long press on the dynamic island, it expands into a much bigger view where you can pause the timer or cancel it altogether. This works with loads of dynamic island features, things like alarms and even some third-party apps that support it. So next time you see something happening up there, try a long press and see what extra controls you get. You probably already know that if you're in the camera app and you long press on the shutter button, your iPhone will instantly start recording a video. It's really handy if you need to capture something quickly without switching over to video mode. But here's the extra bit that you might not know. While the video is recording and you're still holding the shutter button down, move your thumb or finger up or down the screen. Moving up zooms in, moving down zooms out. It's perfect if you're filming one-handed and you want to frame the shot properly without using your other hand. Let's say that you've received a really long email from someone and you want to forward it on, but you don't want to send the whole thing. You only want to share a specific part of it. You can do that really easily. Just long press on the text in the email and use the selection handles to highlight only the section that you care about. Then tap the reply button at the bottom and choose forward. The forwarded email will be created like normal, but when you scroll down, you'll see that it only includes the bit that you selected. So you're cutting out all the noise and just sending the important part. This works for replies as well. If you want to reply to someone and really draw attention to a specific section of what they wrote, select that part first, then tap reply, and that's the only content that will be included. It might not surprise you to know that in my house, I'm seen as the tech guy. I'm the person that everyone comes to when their iPhone needs fixing, and I'm also the person that people turn to if their iPhone needs charging when we're out and about, which is exactly why I always carry one of these with me, the Anker Prime power bank. A big thanks to Anker for sponsoring today's video. This 20,100 mAh model is actually the world's most compact 20K power bank of this size, with a total output of 220 watts. Not only is that more than enough power for my iPhone, my wife's iPhone, or even one of the kids' devices, but I can even connect my MacBook when using a separate charger for it. It has 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port, so you can top up more than one device at the same time. And the display on the front shows you exactly what the power bank is supplying to each device in real time, so you can see at a glance how the power is being distributed. It's also really well thought out when you're considering how much power it holds. Easy to drop into a bag without having to think twice about it. I've also been trying the Anker Prime charging base, which makes the whole setup even easier. When I get home, I just place the power bank straight onto the base and it wirelessly recharges at up to 100 watts thanks to Anker's Turbo Boost technology. If you have the larger 26,000 mAh version, that one charges wirelessly at up to 150 watts. And because the base has 3 extra USB ports, I'm not losing a power outlet. I can still charge the power bank and up to 3 devices, all from the same socket. It keeps everything tidy and ensures that the power bank is always ready to go. If you want to check them out for yourself, there's a link in the description or the pinned comment. I actually really like portrait photos on the iPhone. They're a quick and easy way to get images that look similar to what you'd get from an expensive DSLR, all straight from your phone. And most modern iPhones actually capture portrait data anyway, even if you didn't actually take the photo in portrait mode. But here's a portrait feature that you might not know about. If you open a photo that has portrait data, you can tap the portrait button in the top left and make sure portrait is turned on for that image. What portrait normally does is keep the subject in the foreground sharp and blur the background, which is usually what you want. But sometimes you might want to flip that around and have the background in focus instead. You can do that when you're editing the photo. So with portrait turned on, tap Edit at the bottom of the screen and you'll see a little yellow square appear on the image. That shows you the current focal point. You can tap anywhere on the photo to move that focal point, and when you do, that area will come into focus while everything else becomes blurred. You can also tap the F button in the top left to adjust the f-stop. This controls how strong the blur is. The lower the number, the more blur you get. The higher the number, the less blur there'll be. It's a really fun and creative way to get more out of your portrait photos. You can use the Health app to log your medical symptoms, and it's actually a really smart and secure way to keep track of how you've been feeling. It lets you look back over your history properly, and it's much better than just dumping notes into the Notes app, which I think is what most people end up doing. To do this, open the Health app, then tap the magnifying glass at the bottom to see all of the health categories. Scroll down and tap into Symptoms. In here, you'll see a list of different medical symptoms, and hopefully the one that you're dealing with is in there. The one that I tend to use is headaches. If I get a cluster of them over a short period of time, I'll log them here. So I'd tap into headache, then tap the plus button in the top right. You can then choose whether the symptom was present or not present. Not present is actually really useful if you're dealing with something chronic and you want to log the times when you're not experiencing it. I'll choose present, then you can set whether it was mild, moderate, or severe. After that, you choose the start date and time and the end date and time if you want. Then tap the blue tick in the top right to save it. Once you've done that, all of the data sits inside the Health app, and you can view it by day, week, month, 6 months, or even over a whole year. And the more you log, the more useful it becomes. All of this data is stored securely and encrypted on your device, so it isn't visible to anyone else, including Apple. Let's say you're in Safari and you accidentally close a tab that you actually need. You might think it's gone for good, but if you closed it recently, you can get it back. In Safari, tap the ellipsis button down in the bottom right, then tap All Tabs. From here, long press the plus button in the bottom left. You'll see a list of tabs that you've recently had open on this device. If the one that you want is there, just tap it and it will reopen. Let's say that you're writing a message to someone and you want to send them a phone number from your contacts. Most people either share the entire contact card, which is often overkill, or they come out of the message, open contacts, find the number, copy it, then paste it back into the message. There is a much quicker way. In the message composition window, put the cursor where you want the number to go, then long press for a second until the menu appears. Tap the right pointing arrow to see more options, then choose Autofill. From here, choose Contact. Pick the contact that you want and you'll be taken to their contact card. Just tap the phone number and it will be dropped straight into the message. And this isn't limited to phone numbers. You can do the same thing with email addresses, postal addresses, dates of birth, basically anything that's stored on a contact card. If you go back to the autofill menu, you'll also see this works for more than just contacts. You can insert passwords from the Passwords app, card details from Wallet, or use scan text to pull text in using live text. I'm using messages as the example here, but this works in any text field on your iPhone. Let's say that you've got a list in the Reminders app and you want to share it with someone, but you don't want to collaborate on it. You just want to send them a copy. There's a workaround for this. If you go into the list and tap the share button at the top, you'll see the only option is to collaborate, which means the other person can edit the list with you. So instead of doing that, go back to the main list view and tap the ellipsis in the top right corner. In here, you'll see a print option. Even if you don't actually have a printer, tap print anyway. What this does is turn the list into a PDF. You'll see the PDF appear at the bottom of the screen. At this point, you can tap the share button in the top right and send it like any other PDF, or you can use the pinch and push gesture on the preview at the bottom to expand it and see it in full screen. Once it's open, you've got another share button, and you'll also see a preview option at the bottom. If you tap that, the list opens in preview, and from here, you get all the usual markup tools. You can add text, arrows, or shapes if you want, then save it or send it on as a finished copy of the list. If you get a text or an email asking for your availability on a specific date and time, your iPhone will usually spot that automatically and underline it. If you tap on the underlined date or time, you'll get a few options. You can add it to your calendar, add it to reminders, copy the event, or show it in calendar. That last one's really useful because it jumps you straight to that date and time, so you can quickly check if you're free. There's also another way to do this that's even better. If you long press on the underlined date and time, you'll get the same options, but you'll also see a small preview of your calendar for that exact moment. That makes it really easy to see at a glance whether you've already got something booked. From here, you can add it to your calendar or reminders just like before. So there you go, that was 10 tips for the iPhone that I reckon most owners have no idea about. What about you? How did you do? Did you know any of these? Or are there any tips that you think I should have included but didn't? Drop me a comment and let me know. And don't forget, if you'd like a free iPhone tip in your inbox every single day, sign up for the Daily Swipe via the QR code that you can see on screen or the link in the description. And as ever, if you found this video useful, do please consider leaving me a like and subscribing to my channel for more content like this in the future. See you on the next video.